Hi, everybody. I think I'm live. Let's see. Can you see me and hear me is the first question, please. And a very, very warm welcome to you. Thank you for joining this live stream follow-up from the introductory webinar on the nodes of the moon. I'm very excited to be here with you today. We've got snow here in Greece. Very unusual. The islands have been blanketed with snow. We received a government alert on our phones this morning saying, don't go out, danger, snow. So we've been advised to stay home. This kind of has reminiscences of the beginning of COVID when everything went quiet. It's got this quiet energy going on. So I hope wherever you are safe and you are warm. And I need to just make a really important announcement first up. It is that I never solicit business, okay? Never, ever, ever. I will never come to you and say, oh, would you like a reading and pay this and that and amount? I never do that. But it seems that there are a lot of scammers. I'm getting hundreds of messages a day now from several of you who've either parted with money or are feeling suspicious, asking me whether these are hackers on my Instagram account. And they are all hackers. I'm at a loss as to what to do about it. We keep reporting them, and no sooner do we report one and another 20 show up. So all I'm asking you, please, if somebody using my name is soliciting you for business, offering you a reading or whatever it is, it's not me. Please don't part with your precious funds. Okay, I must just get that out first of all. Second thing I need to say is a big apology to those of you who did attend the webinar. Really sorry. We had big glitches with Zoom. It's been going on for 6 days. In fact, I sat online with them for 2.5 hours last night into the night in Greece to try just to get things resolved. So this is the reason you did not get your links to the recording and your handouts. So if you still haven't got your links, you can either send a message to Lucy. Lucy, could you put your email in the chat, in the box, please, so that those of the people that haven't got the links yet to the intro nodes, they can please join and get that from Lucy. Although I have to say, I've sent out a lot. Okay. So that's the first bit. I'm very dedicated to this work. I just want you to know I'm utterly devoted to what I do here with you. And you really do matter to me. And I really care. And I'll do whatever it takes to give you the highest quality of work and professionalism that I possibly can. And also to help you to really grow into the best that you can be. So now I'm going to go through just some of your questions, and I will also, if I can, take some as they come through, if they come through from you who are listening today. So Lourdes asks, she's got her nodes, her north node is in Aquarius in the 4th house. North node 4th house, South node 10th house in Leo. So the nodes are going to be opposite. Now I'm going to do an experiment here. I really probably shouldn't do this, but I've got to just be a little more daring, okay? I haven't got Lucy with me in this part of the thing, but never mind, let's try something new. Never done this live before, and I would rather do it on StreamYard, but we'll be using that next time. And I promise you, we won't have that ticker going across the bottom of the box. So I'm going to just share my screen here. I don't know if this will work. Yabba dabba do. Let's see if it's worked. Has it worked? Okay, so we're looking at nodes. You'll tell me if it's not working in a minute, or Lucy will ring me up and say, oh, you're not working. So we've got the North Node, whoopsie daisy, in Aquarius. Sorry, that does look like Leo, so I need to draw it like it looks like the node. North Node, that's your headphones the right way up, and the South Node is in Leo. Okay, gosh. Right, haven't yet learned how to master this. So we're looking at 4th house and 10th house. All right, so what we are looking at in terms of life lessons here for you, Lorders, has to do with how you integrate your public and your private life, your home life, your family, with what you share in the world. And it looks as though with the North Node, the South Node in the 10th house, that chances are you're reasonably comfortable with your career. I haven't seen the rest of the chart. I probably should see the rest of the chart, but I'm taking examples here just to give some brief answers. But with the South Node in the 10th house, where you've come from, as I say, it looks as though you find your way quite well as far as career is concerned. And what you are learning this lifetime is how to have clear boundaries within family. Yeah, you don't want them too close. The North Node, you might have them somehow too demanding and close, and you need to learn independence from that family energy. I have that. Now I want to see if Lourdes is here and has heard that and whether that made any sense. I'm back here and I think my screen's showing something else. Right. Okay. So that's the kind of thing you're looking at. And maybe somebody else has got 4th and 10th house nodes. And depending which way round they are, so if your South Node is in the 4th house, then chances are you've got some kind of, I won't say it's easier necessarily with family, it depends on the rest of the chart, but what I would say is that the home and your home area is an easier area for you to maneuver, and you're working towards creating a career for yourself, something in the world, and being seen more. Ah, Lourdes, thank you, you're there. It makes sense. Okay. And Shannon asks, career choices for a North Node in Aries in the 4th house. So this follows nicely with this 4th house. And now this is again another North Node in the 4th house. So North Node in Aries in the 4th house would signify that you need to really learn how to be a leader in your home area, how to be very independent, how to be standing on your own 2 feet and doing what you feel is right and not being swayed by what maybe family members or close friends think is right for you, that you really say, what is right for me? Okay. Okay, that's the energy there, Shannon. Don't know if that makes sense, Shannon. Retrograde on the birth chart, the same as South Node. Karen, the South Node is exactly opposite the North Node. All right, so your chart only shows the North Node and the retrograde, that's fine. just look for exactly where opposite to your north node is. That will be where your south node is. Okay. So now I've got Mika, who says, how important are the houses of the nodes? Most important are the signs and getting in touch with the energetics and the symbolism of the two signs. Okay, that's the most important starting point. It's not that the houses aren't important, they are, but they're an add-on. They kind of give you an idea where in your life it might be playing out for you. But you start with the signs. Okay. And Mika asked, North Node in Taurus in the 8th house. So North Node in Taurus in the 8th house. Okay, we will have a little look at that. Is this whiteboard helpful? Is this something that's any good? So just give me some feedback about that. Otherwise, I won't use it if it's not helpful on a live stream. I'm learning. Before I use it, I'll explain a North Node in Taurus in the 8th house. This would mean that the South Node is in Scorpio in the 2nd house. So my guess is that you're quite good at managing money, unless there are other things in the chart that may show me otherwise, but you're able to get through with finances, with money. You've already probably developed some of your talents, some of your gifts. Now this lifetime, you might be working towards handling somebody else's resources. You might be working with handling investments for people. You might be a talent scout, helping people find their skills. It's fascinating. Okay, that's the 8th. Winfried asks the North Node in the 7th house. All right, so we've got 7th and 1st house, North Node in the 7th, South Node in the 1st. So the North Node in the 7th suggests that this lifetime, you are really here to find the balance between your own authenticity, who you are, what you need, your identity, and at the same time being able to share yourself with others, but not merge with somebody else. The distinctiveness and learning how to handle relationships in a healthy, nourishing way. I'm going to come because several have asked you this question, so I'll cover that in a little moment. Then I've got Kristin, who asks about an 11th house North Node in Aquarius, which means that the South Node is opposite in the 5th house in Leo. So Kristin, you are here with the South Node in Leo in the 5th house to really explore your talents, your gifts, your creativity, a sense of humor, and to bring that out more, not to be shy, and then to bring all those gifts and to share them in some way, in groups, in webinars, with books, with teachings, but to share those precious gifts with the world and not keep them inside of you. Lucia has asked, what happens if your node is on the cusp of 2 houses? Yeah, it might be just in between 2. Does that mean that you've got characteristics of both? I would certainly take into account both characteristics. Yes, you will certainly be working with 2 different kinds of frequencies. So if you like, if you've got a cuspal node, you've got 4 energies that you're working with, not just 2 that most of us are working with. So you came in for extra work, extra lessons. I'll be covering conjunctions to planets in a minute. Cheryl T asks, if you don't know your birth time and you use 12 p.m., are the nodes still accurate in your chart? If you don't know your birth time and you use 12 p.m., are the nodes still accurate? Well, as I said, you start off, Cheryl, with knowing for sure that your nodes are in Leo and Aquarius, Libra and Aries, Taurus and Scorpio. You'll know that. And work with the symbolism of those energies. Because chances are, if you're using a 12 p.m. chart, the house placement may not be correct for you. So work rather with those energies of those signs. That will be more than enough. You'll be quite surprised. Now, Anne-Marie is asking, she's got her North Node in the 3rd house in Capricorn. So that means that the South Node is in the 9th house in Cancer. So 2 different energies, 3rd, 9th, South Node. So this means that you need to be able to funnel and focus your activities. There may be a tendency to be interested in lots of different things or have always a very big, wide vision. And the necessity for you, Anne-Marie, is to learn how to very practically put into use your visions. And a lunar eclipse on your birthday, yes, that's very strong. Yes, yes, many changes ahead. I'm just going to work with the questions I've been given, and then I'll work with other ones that are coming in. I just want to cover the people who wrote in. Debbie, though, has asked a nodal return for you and your daughter. And your daughter. Okay, so your North Node is in the 5th and daughter's is in the 8th. Okay. So you're both having a nodal return. It's a wonderful time for a great spiritual awakening for both of you. Yeah, for you connected with your creativity, maybe connected with a business, maybe connected with entertaining in some way. With your daughter, connected with her releasing old traumas, releasing things from the past that she doesn't need anymore. There's a lot in that. But I would certainly be, for your daughter, working with fears or traumas or things from the past to be released. This could be very powerful for her, very liberating for her. Any obsessions, those kinds of things are very much 8th house things. Guidances occur. I did cover 4th and 10th houses at the very beginning of this video. All right, so just for you to know. All right. Okay. Tracy, your node's in Leo and Aquarius, and you've asked, how do the transiting nodes in Taurus and Scorpio now affect you? So if you are a fixed sign, this means, because the nodes are now at the moment in Taurus and Scorpio. All right, let me look at this visually for you, because I do think this warrants a sharing, if I can remember how to do it. Oh, a million buttons. I wish I was quicker at this. Here we go. Here we go. All right. Share. Okay. Oh, I've not cleared that yet. Clear all drawings. Okay. So let's use a different color and let's go here. Right. So we're looking at the fixed signs. So at the moment, we've got the nodes are in Taurus and Scorpio. All right. For the next 19 months, approximately, this is the placement of the nodes. So if you've got your node in Leo, Aquarius, Taurus, and Scorpio, you're either having a nodal return or you're having a square to the node. Now, when we do the webinar with Pam, which is just getting announced on February the 23rd, for those of you that want to join, we're going to do a joint teaching, a very special treat. We'll go into these returns and inverses more. But what's happening for you, you're either going through a big spiritual realization, awakenings, destiny path, energetics, or you're going through the square. So if you're going through the square energy, you're really looking at dealing with obstacles, things that feel as though they're obstacles in your way. For example, are you in a marriage that's not working for you and you know that? And you're staying there and you're just, because the fixed signs have a tendency to, grin and bear and say, I'm going to stick through it. I'll stay through and I'll just have to find a way. Now, sometimes that's appropriate. But where in your life are you arguing for something that is past its sell-by date? You know you've got to stretch into something new. For me, this is my nodal inverse. I'm the age now. During this next 19 months, I'm going through the inverse return. So I'm getting to see the areas that I've been stuck. Kelly, I appreciate that greatly. And I've been stuck in my work a lot. It's like, oh, shall I do the webinars? Shall I do the teaching? It's a lot of bother. And it's a huge amount of preparation and dedication. And I've been kind of like really in a place of inertia. But now with these nodes changing sign, I can realize, I've got the realization of like, okay, go, ready or not. It's this sense of, even if your pants are down, you must move. And even if it's, you're like an aeroplane, you're correcting your course. So I'll keep correcting my course. Poor Lucy, I'm sorry, Lucy. I've taken you by surprise because all of a sudden I'm moving like a rocket. And Lucy's in a bit of a whirl with me, but it's okay because it's just the issue with the nodes during these next 19 months for everybody is going to be, how are you dealing with inertia? And will you break through the inertia? Because that's the natural things. Oh, it's nice and comfortable. I'm so enjoying that. I'm in Athens at the moment and not in the countryside because it's so cold. And I'm so toasty warm, thank goodness for it. And I'm so grateful. I'm saying 100 times a day, I'm so grateful I'm warm. So good to be appreciating the comforts. But where are you getting nudges from the universe? It might be through a dream. It might be through something just you're not happy about. This is the energy of the nodes. It comes through in these intuitive types of messages. This is how it comes through. Yeah. So I think that covers everybody now in terms of how that works. So, sorry, have I gone through all that initial list? See, you do make up life as you go along, yes, you do prepare, but sometimes you've just got to say, I'm going anyway, and I'll slip into this new role. Yeah, I'll put it out there. And then I'll just have to grow into it. So what do you need to grow into? Yeah, it's this energy of growing into it. It's what I've had to do since the Kundalini awakening, which I will talk more about with the Pleiadians. Because I'm still working through it. I'm only at the 6 and a bit year mark, but I will be sharing more about that because I think many of you are maybe going through something quite similar in some ways. Okay, now, a question that came up repeatedly was you wanted to know about planets conjunct the nodes, all right? A lot of people asked about this. So before I go on to that, are there any other personal questions, especially from people who attended, that you want me to address? Okay, I'll just wait for a moment. I know there's a catch-up time, but it gives me a nice opportunity to have a little sip of water here. Okay, there is quite a delay here. So it's just that the chat goes quite quickly and I don't want to miss it. In future, okay, HP Taurus in the 6th. Wow. HP. North Node in Taurus in the 6th. Okay. I've covered the 8th house. I've covered 9th. 3 and 9. Gemini. North Node in Gemini and the 3rd. Okay, Scorpio in the 3rd. Okay, those are interesting. All right. There's so much. All right. Scorpio, those are 2 different energies. Okay. Woohoo! This is a lot. So, North Node in the 6th house in Taurus. That means the South Node is in the 12th house in Scorpio, and you're going through your nodal return. So this will be a great opportunity with the 6th house North Node to focus on your health, your well-being, healing, your daily habits. Really become very self-aware, self-conscious. Think about the work that you want to contribute. Are you doing work that's meaningful to you, that feels productive, that feels useful? Those are going to be important questions. Dejana North Node in the 3rd in Gemini, and Belinda's got North Node in the 3rd in Scorpio. So 3rd and 9th energies. You're dealing with the North Node coming into the 3rd is you must bring into practicality all the dreams and visions and ideas you have. Yeah, you may have all these ideas and everything, but they're not necessarily becoming real, or you're not communicating them necessarily. And you have an opportunity this lifetime, Dejana, to learn about good communications, healthy communications, learning how to expand your vocabulary, so that you can really touch further and wider in the frequencies and the vibrations and the power of words. And yours, Belinda in Scorpio, you're really exploring how to bring all that immense knowledge that you have, the wisdom you have, into something that's practical and useful, and probably you want to transform people's lives. Scorpio always wants to be involved in transformation. So that's really what I would be saying about that. Rachel, you had a nodal return in 2019. You thought you'd missed out, but looking back, it was a time of awakening. No, you don't have to wait until 2037. You'll have some squares and inverse, all sorts of things yet. So we'll be covering that with the Pam Gregory stuff for the more advanced people. Okay. So now the conjunctions. Conjunctions with planets. So let's say you've got a conjunction with the sun. Let's look at this, just so you understand what this means. Go back to my... Lucy, can you put the link? Oh, Lucy, I know you get in the chat. Sorry, I won't interfere. You're seeing all that. Keep to my own domain here. Don't interfere. Right. So looking here now at the sun conjunct either the North Node or the South Node. All right, that's what we're looking at here. Sun conjunct North or South Node. Now, so if it's conjunct your North Node, you are absolutely here to develop your identity. Who are you? Who really are you? Who do you want to become? Who do you want to be? What's the highest possible expression that you can bring to that sun? Lucy's got the conjunction to the sun in Aries. So who is the highest expression of Aries, which is somebody who's brave, who's courageous, who's willing to step out, who's willing to be seen, who will go into lands that other people have not been into and create your identity from there. And if it's the South Node, you have to keep reinventing yourself, right? You've just got to keep, you can't get stuck in one mode. You've got to keep reinventing. It's an energy of reinvention. Okay. Now, if it's the moon, all right, the moon conjunct North or South Node. So the learning for you this lifetime is learning how to nurture, how to use your emotions in a very positive way. And anything connected with the moon, you need to learn about. And the moon is connected with mother, connected with your inner child, connected with conception, possessions, security, Mother Earth, nature, food. No, I mean, it's big. I'm about to do a 4-part series of webinars all about this. So powerful, powerful. And if it's the South Node, and my moon is conjunct the South Node, it's been a very difficult journey around mother and mothering, and learning how to nurture self, learning how to resolve these issues, and to really begin to take responsibility for being my own mother and not mothering everybody else and not nurturing self. And I'm still working on that, to be honest. Okay, now if it's Mercury conjunct the nodes, then we've got, if it's the North Node, chances are you really need to be teaching, writing, involved in communications of some kind. And it will be important that you get involved in that. If it's the South Node, then you are learning how to communicate more effectively. You bring in a lot of gifts of communication and teaching, but how to use them practically is the challenge. Then if we've got Venus conjunct the nodes, I don't think this diagram is doing much here, so I'm going to stop it. Just experimenting here, forgive me. So everybody's confused. Oh no, I wasn't the intention of as well. Only people who are very advanced are going to be able to join the Pam Gregory connection one. All right, so it's otherwise you are going to be fabulously confused, and that's not what we want. This is why I'm doing all this preparation in advance, so that this will be much easier for you to get in touch with in about 6 weeks or so time, or not even. Gosh. Venus conjunct the North Node or the South Node. If it's the North Node, you're working with beauty, you're working with art, you're working with bringing peace and comfort to people. There's a lot to say, but I'm just giving you possibilities here. And if it's the South Node, it's important that you get away from comfort. And you really work at, because the South Node likes to stay in that comfort zone. And you deal often with issues with relationships, with anything connected with Venus. So North and South Node have issues around relationships. And this will also apply if the node, if Venus is positively aspected, maybe in a trine to the node or a sextile or a square. So you can really take these energies a bit further out than just necessarily the conjunction. The conjunction will be strongest, but there we go. Mars, if you've got Mars conjunct the North Node, so you're learning to develop courage and independence, and willpower. And if it's conjunct the South Node, you're learning how to use gentleness and not needing to use force to get what you want. Okay, these are just little how can I say, little tidbits for you. Yeah, we'll be doing meditations, we're doing all kinds of things. Not on the nodes, we're going to be looking at the moon itself, because understanding your nodes without understanding your moon is actually the wrong way of going about it. It's okay because we've drawn you in and you've got an interest now, but knowing the moon and its energies more profoundly will help you use the node energies and the eclipses and the full moons and the new moons that come every month in a much deeper way. So, yeah. Okay, Jupiter conjunct the nodes. Jupiter on the north, you're learning how to develop faith and optimism. And the south node, learning not to go to extremes. Yeah, it's tendency sometimes that with the Jupiter energy, but to bring your wisdom in, not to be afraid to share all that wisdom that you come in with. And if it's Saturn, the north node, you're learning how to work with structure. Yeah, how to work also maybe with bringing in ancestry, things from the past, traditions, and using them in new and powerful ways. And if it's the south node, you're learning how to break away from limitations, to move away from limitations and to free yourself. Now, if it's Uranus, gosh, MJ, you've got ascendant Mars, Jupiter, Saturn conjunct the north node in Virgo. You've got to come up, you're just going to have to do the webinars, MJ, but okay. Basically, you've come to bring power, energy, wisdom, structure, everything that you have, all your new ideas, you must find ways of sharing them no matter what. You can do it in your own time. You've got Saturn there, so there's time, but Mars will push you. And Jupiter will say, but there's more. So that's a very interesting energy. And Virgo, of course, you're a perfectionist, so it's like, it's all going to be perfect. So there's a lot in that, a lot. Yeah, it's a big energy. So Uranus conjunct the north node. You must develop your individuality. You've got to find a path that nobody has yet explored, and you've got to go. Yeah, it's a bit like Amelia Earhart with her chart. You know, I can believe there's Uranus on the midheaven, Uranus ruling flight, and she becomes the first woman to fly. It's like, wow. The south node is that you don't allow disruptions to pull you back. You relish in a bit of turbulence and you say, well, this is exciting. I'm going. And if it's Neptune, conjunct or square the north node, or trine or sextile, you must develop your visionary abilities, your spirituality, your creativity, your artistic bent. Yeah, it's got to be developed, it's got to be pushed out of you. And if it's the south node, you probably made sacrifices in the past. And you may at times feel as though you're a victim, but you must move beyond that because you have tremendous compassion and sensitivity. It's like you're a sponge. And you need to know how to develop boundaries, but yet not cut off all that heart energy. And if it's Pluto North Node, well, you're learning all about power and transformation and how to use it constructively. If it's the South Node, you're learning how to, you will notice when there is a misuse of power. You might be one of these people who is an activist. It's like you must choose carefully where you put your power and your strength, because you have a lot of power at your disposal, and it must be chosen with great care and attention. Woohoo! This is intense, but it's great. Oh, Sarah, you've got North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio. So this next 19 months is your nodal return. So it's very important for you. Lots of realizations and awakenings. A lot. So C. Hausler has got North Node Pisces. I don't know what conjecture Chiron means. Maybe conjunction. South Chiron, South Node, Jupiter, Pluto. No, sorry, it's too complicated. I need simple questions in the chat. Yay. So I'm just seeing if I've gone through all the houses at least. Let me just see. I've done 1 and 7. I've done 2 and 8. I've done 3 and 9. I've done 4 and 10. I've done 5. I've done the houses in different examples. Okay. So Galactic Woman, if Pluto is squaring the North Node in Scorpio, this is indeed a powerful time for you, especially as you've got the nodal return happening for you, or opposition. I'm not sure where the North Node in Scorpio. So for you, the South Node. So you're going through a reversal, possibly similar. So I would say. Look at what it is you're holding on to that you really need to release, and just move yourself in one direction, even if you don't know whether it's the right direction. Just make a move. So Ice Blue has got too much information. Sun and Mercury opposite the North Node. Okay, so you've got South Node. You don't give me the sign, but okay. South Node with the Sun and Mercury, Jimmy, means that you need to, I need it back here. Sun and Mercury. Okay. So Sun and Mercury, South Node. Basically, you are really learning how to think for yourself, not to look to others too much for your thinking. Great to learn from others, but you've got your own ideas. You've got your own thoughts. You need to come from that place, and that will really pull you forward. Yeah, that would be great, actually. Yeah, great. Yeah. Great, Jimmy. North Node conjunct the midheaven. All right. I need the sign. North Node conjunct Mercury, Samir. Yeah, well, you're working with your mind energy, your mental energies. You've come this lifetime to really perfect right use of mind. Depends on the sign. That's what you're working with. Yes, one lonely bunny. Sorry, lonely bunny. Yes, Sonny. He's got a little sheep. The moon always needs a bit of nurturing. South Node conjunct Saturn. You're working with not allowing things to hold you back, but you're probably very good at structure. You're probably very good with organizing. My guess is Cork. Yeah. Thank you, Annie. That's a nice comment. Radhika, I don't really understand the question. Lucy sent it to me already. It does not. I don't think, if I understand the question, but I need it in very simple words. Thank you. My brain is getting a little befuddled here, so the questions need to be super simple. Thank you, Amy. That's nice. Sun, Pisces, Ascendant, Aries, something simple. South Node, Scorpio, 12th house, 37 years. Okay. Okay. You must go into metaphysics and esoteric and spirituality. You need to dive into it as deeply as you can. And also look at what frightens you, what keeps you from going more deeply. Wow. Talk about questions. Wow. The nodes are taken in isolation. Kelly, thank you. You're a Cancer Sun and your North Node is in Sag. We're dealing with the nodes. Thank you, Susie. Relax. Sending me heart energy. Yay. Yeah. Okay, I've covered the North Node conjunct Saturn. Martina, you may be just joining a little later. You're all asking great questions. And all the mods are doing a great job. Thank you. I'm just a bit befuddled. All right. What does the North Node look like in your chart? All right, Jojo. Tracy, you're very likely not to have anything conjunct to the South Node. I was just covering that. Thank you. That's a good question. Yeah, I was just covering it. You're not necessarily going to have it. All right. So share. Whoops. Clear all drawings. Da-da, da-da, da-da. Da-da, da-da. Here we go. So the North Node looks like that. And the South Node looks like that. And it's like a pair of headphones. Okay, so that's the North and that is the South. And if you study and do the introductory webinar, you'll get all that information in there. Okay, done. Where's the chat? Did I get rid of, did I stop sharing? Oh God, stop share. So many buttons. Yes, the Nodes webinar can still be watched. Snow Angel 15. I think Lucy will post that. She's doing a great job. I've given her so much to do. Lucy, you've been an absolute Trojan today. Thank you. Thank you, Radhika. Simple, simple. We like that. All right. North Node conjunct the Sun in Pisces in the 10th. Thank you, Sarah. So North Node in Pisces in the 10th, conjunct the Sun. So you're here to find out who you are. Who am I? Don't worry, things don't have to be perfect until you come out there to be seen. It's quite all right. Don't seek perfection first. Trust your intuition, trust what you're feeling, and you will be guided. Gosh, you really have big faith in me, you guys. Rebecca, North Node conjunct Pluto and lot of fortune. Something, it's too much. The information I will answer here, or I'm able to answer, is North Node, Capricorn, 10th house. Simple. All right. Simple. Thank you, HP. Doing great. I don't know about that, but I'm doing my best here. So, I'm giving you clear instructions here as to the questions that will be easy enough to answer. Thank you. Oh, no simple questions for me. Only difficult. Thank you, Chris. Sun and North Node in Capricorn. Fine. So you're working with structure. You're also working with nurturing and loving. You've got a lot of love inside of you, a lot of sensitivity, a lot of creativity. How are you manifesting that? How are you actually organizing that into something practical that could be shared? All right, Isabel, North Node, Aries, 4th house cusp. Great, clear. Aries, North Node, Aries, South Node, Libra, North Node, Aries. Well, I covered that right at the very beginning. That was one of the earlier questions. So you need to take charge of your home situation. You need to live where you want to live. you made a lot of compromises, and you need to be free and independent and learn to enjoy being alone, enjoy aloneness. Ooh. North Node Taurus 10th, Jacqueline, thank you. Nice, clear question. North Node Taurus 10th. So you're going through your return now for the next 19 months. So you really, to be looking at anything in the family or from the past that's holding you back, and to be really ready to step out, to be seen, to be sharing gifts, to be releasing all the icky stuff. You don't need it anymore. It's behind you. And to find ways of releasing that. Yeah. Yeah. Wow. North Node Taurus, 2nd, South Node Scorpio, 73 years young. I love that. Your return. You're working on the Carmela. North Node to a 2nd. Right. Okay. Okay. You're working with your gifts, your talents, sharing those gifts, developing those gifts, maybe teaching, maybe working with Mother Earth, doing something artistic, something with beauty. Doing something around feeling secure, safety. Kelly, thank you. I appreciate your support. I really do. Blowing you a kiss back. But yeah, you're working with safety, security. What does that mean? And just look at all the gifts that you've got and share them. Share them. Yeah. Woohoo! All right, Isabel is confirming that. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well, I'll take one more question. And how do you find about this node thing? Tammy, Lucy will be posting links. I've given her no notice today, so she's really been on the left foot. So everything will be posted. There'll be stuff on the website. We'll be posting it everywhere. And also sign up for the free newsletter. It will be there too, when I get the chance to write it. North Node Aries, 10th house, Jessie. Oh, Cassandra, thank you. God bless you. So North Node Aries, 10th house. Oh, you've got to stop compromising, making it all right for everybody else. Not stepping out, pleasing everybody else. Do you mind if? Is it all right? You just need to go and not look sideways, but look forwards. That's your message. By the way, some of this is channeled. It's not necessarily my information here. It's coming through a different frequency. I wish I had all this in my head, but it's kind of not. There's a bit, but yeah. So I just really want to say thank you to all of you who've joined. I hope this has been a nice little taster for you. I've not done anything like this live before. It's new. And I hope that you will join me for this exploration of the moon and its importance, as we have to raise our consciousness. And the moon energy is the energy in the chart which is most likely to hold you back. Of all the energies, is the energy where we have these habit patterns, these unconscious behavior patterns that hold us back. And if we can work with those, and also it'll help us in our relationships and how we can achieve the kind of peaceful earth that we're looking to develop. But until we get more conscious and aware of what's going on, and that's what I'm hoping to work with this leading edge information, because I'm in the process of writing this for you. So I hope that you'll join. And I want to thank Lucy and Radhika and Jimmy and all of you. You've been absolutely terrific tonight. Thank you very, very much, or today. And